Yeah, hi folks, my name's Ron Bishop from Timaru, New Zealand. And I've got a lot to say. And the reason I've got a lot to say is I'm 71 years of age. I'll be 72 in January. And I'm telling my life story. And there's a hell of a lot to tell. And on this video, I'm going to tell you a story about my life and my association with the biggest industry in the world. Do you know what the biggest industry in the world is? Let me tell you. See this here? That's a pen. And it's made of metal. On the end of the pen is a bit of rubber. And now where does the metal and the rubber come from? They both come from out of the ground. God gave us the metal and the rubber for free. Now the only cost to getting it out of the ground is the labour. And that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today, is the labour. The employment industry is the biggest industry in the world. Now, before you can employ anybody, someone has to go into business. Because if people don't go into business, the workers won't have a job. In New Zealand, we have the highest unemployment rate we've had for 20 years at the moment. Why is that happening? It's happening because of a law they introduced in the year 2000. It's called the Employment Relations Act. And it's crippling businesses, small businesses. It's stopping people to going into business. I was in business for a long time, and I sacked a woman. And I tell you what, it's the worst thing I ever did in my life. I'm going to tell you the story of what happened. Because in New Zealand they have this law that says you can't sack people. If you do, they can have you for wrongful dismissal. They can have you for hurting their feelings. I'm going to be telling my story online. It's a good story. I'm going to be telling it in my library. You see, because I sacked a woman for dishonesty. She was dishonest. I'm going to tell you what she did in my library. I tell you what, she used abusive language, foul language. I don't have that in my office. She used a physical aggression, threw my stuff around the room, and she used slander. Told me that everyone around town said I had a mental illness. So I sacked her, and she made a personal grievance claim. Said she was unlawfully dismissed. She then went and got a lawyer, and she spent $40,000 on a lawyer, trying to prove that I sacked her for without a reason. So what she did, her defence was this. Without any medical evidence at all, she claimed that I was suffering from bipolar disorder. And she used to work for a newspaper called the Timaru Herald, and they put it in the paper and said that I had bipolar disorder. Guess what? She won her case. She won her case. And to get the money, you know what she did? She went to the police. The police got in touch with Kensington Mental Home, and they rang my wife while I was in hospital, because I was in hospital with a crook back. While I was in hospital, they rang my wife, and they said, they're going to sell your house tomorrow. We're going to sell your family home tomorrow. Yeah. I got out of hospital. I went down to the courthouse. Guess what? There were no papers. No papers filed to sell our house. It was a con. These are just some of the things you're going to hear about when I tell my story in my library. You'll hear the truth. Some heads are going to roll, I can tell you. The full story's online. The full story will be in my library to tell the world. Because I'm going to change the rules in New Zealand. The rules have to be changed. People are suffering. People are suffering because of the stupid bloody rules. Ladies and gentlemen, you got $10 on you? Get $10 out of your wallet and put it in an envelope and send it to me. Or go online and register, and I'll tell you a story, lots of stories, that'll make your head roll, that'll make you laugh, that'll make you cry. Yes, I've got some stories to tell. See you later in my library. Right, let's get serious about this. I'm building a library. My goal is to build the greatest motivational library in the world. It's not just about employment law, it's not just about Ron Bishop, it's about building a library online where people can go and learn stuff and can see what's happening around the world. And guess what? It's very cheap to do. All you need is one of these. See that? You know what that is? That's a New Zealand $10 note. And the lady on their front is called Kate Shepherd. She changed the world. She changed the way New Zealanders think. She brought in a law called women's suffrage and gave the right for women to vote. So we're all equal. Okay? Now, $10 is all I want from you. And what I want you to do is get an envelope like this. And right on the front of it, Ron Bishop, 132 Glenity Road, Timaru, New Zealand. Postcode is 7910. Put a stamp up in the left-hand corner there. And post it. Post it to me. $10. It won't break you. It'll be the best investment you ever made. Because we're building a library. It's going to be the greatest motivational library in the world. Hey, I'll see you in there. Good on you.